The gates of Samino.
I trusted you, Amy.
I'm sorry, Brenda. She was begging me for it.
We all knew Ruby was in a bad space. You let her down when she needed your help the most.
It's a fair fight, right, girl? Right.
The next shot fired will not be in the air.
Do you hear? Does this sound okay to you? I have like a bunch of fans going on me.
Oh yeah, I have this. I have the same thing. I got a bunch of fans because it's fucking hot as shit in Southern California right now. It's goddamn hell on earth.
It is, man. It fucking is. But you know what was even hotter than the weather here today is the naked cage from 1986.
God. Holy shit! I've got beers and tequila. I took a little shroomage.
Wow, right.
I am like lit and ready to get into this shit.
You know, it's we talked about this. So it was a first time watch for me. It was a first time watch for me, probably like about, I don't know, maybe like 6 months to a year ago. Remember you told me about it? You're like, you got to watch Naked Cage.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, women in prison movies, it's like one of the best, subgenres. So I thought, and then I got done watching it, I was like, this is the Citizen Kane of women in prison movies. It was and it's directed by Paul Nicholas, who actually did Chained Heat, the famous one with Linda Blair, and everyone loves.
Well, and
But this was better.
Oh, it's slick, it's sleek, it's Orange is the New Black before Orange is the New Black. I mean, this was the one that if you haven't seen it out there, you do yourself a favor. It's Sunday night. Get your girlfriend together. If you're a girl and you got another girlfriend, even better.
Date movie.
Just don't wear panties and just lay back and just let this movie roll over you, because this is one of the all-time. You know what was funny is you're mentioning Paul Nichols. I noticed it when I watched it today, when I rewatched it. The beginning of the movie, which is maybe the greatest intro scene of all time, Mount Rushmore. It's a desert landscape. There's nothing there. It's like a highway in the middle of the desert.
And then Tough Enough kicks on.
And as soon as it kicks on perfectly timed with his name on the credits, because it's like, the Cannon group, and it's all quiet, just a little bird, and all of a sudden his name pops on. It's like, down.
Oh yeah. I first saw that. I started cheering. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking amazing.
All I thought was like, I can see Vito's. I could see your name up there, or like doing some movie in the future, and you're like, you know what? I think we need to kick this movie off. It's quiet. Then all of a sudden, Vito Trabuco, and it's like some, fucking, I don't know what we'd be able to afford at that time, but still some fucking cranking blue.
But if I was going to direct a women in prison movie, I would be starting it with Tough Enough like that, with the girl's legs walking across the street too. I was like, this is fucking perfect. Then the reflection of like John Treleski and the Corvette coming across. Oh man, I was like, there's some craftsmanship here. Remember we talked about that.
Great shot. That's a great shot. I mean, that is like, it's the color of it, like her red glasses and her black hair, her brunette hair, and you don't even really see her face. The Rita, what is that? I didn't even.
Oh, Christina Whitaker is her name. Yes. I looked it up a while ago, and she wasn't in that much afterwards, but she's so good. I was like, how come she didn't kind of like blow up in these kind of movies?
Yeah, like at least be a staple of canon.
Right, right. Yeah, she was not in a lot.
She was great. She had charisma. What I love is that, the beginning of this movie is worth an episode because it's like you get this great intro, the music kicks on. What was the actor's name? Would you say?
Oh, John Teleski?
Yeah, John. Yeah, so
he's from Chopping Mall.
Yeah, Chopping Mall. And he's really good.
He's great.
Great. And he pulls up and he's all like, hey, and everything.
Yes,
And
with his flask.
With his fucking flask, that red Corvette. I love it.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And then it cuts to his. Is it from that moment? It cuts to like what we find out it's his girlfriend. It's we don't know exactly.
I forget her name. Who played Michelle? Was the main girl, and she was in a few things. She ended up being in a few things
because she's beautiful.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Was it Sherry Shattuck?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's who she was. Michelle. She was Michelle. She's the main star, and that's her boyfriend or ex-husband. They never. She says husband later in prison, but I didn't catch they were separated. I don't know.
I did that totally, but it's like either way. They're like, it's them. They're estranged, but I love that.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, we could do this. This is just. I just love. I saw it again. I love when you get these two sleaze bags, and then she gets in the car with him, and then it just cuts to this Sherry Michelle, and it's on a farm, and it's all like, gee golly gosh, Dad.
I know. And she's talking about her horse having babies.
Yeah, the horse. Yeah, that's exactly what the dad's like. Well, just so you know, she's pregnant with a kid. She's going to have it, and she goes, "Oh, yay!" And
she's like, "Yay!"
Hugs her horse, and then and I'm telling you, this is the power of Paul Nicholas as a director. He films this scene. She hugs the mare, the horse, and right behind her are the two studs. These just big dick horses that know. It's like, yay. And you're like, and all you can think of is like, man, this fucking horse has just fucking railed this mare. It's just sleazy. It's just even that.
And then and a couple things too, I thought about it, we did our character actress episode, and someone that we both like a lot who's in this is Angel Tompkins, who plays the warden. Now, Angel Tompkins, I was thinking about her the other day. I was watching Summer of 42. Remember I was telling you about that?
Oh,
yeah. And I was watching this. It's about this boy has this affair. He has a crush on this older woman or whatever. And it's very like tame and everything. And I'm watching it. I'm like, if Angel Tompkins played this, there would be like Bush.
Oh, yeah. He's hanging out. Bush should be like.
It would be such a dirty movie if it was Angel Tompkins. But she's just such a great underrated gem of an actress from the beginning. First time you ever see her, I think was Prime Cut. Right, with Lee Marvin. Remember, she's like the hot wife to Gene Hackman.
Great. When I finally found it, because you had told me, and it took me forever to find that fucking movie, and then finally, I think it was Flix HQ for all you out there that are trying to stream something, and it was on there, and I saw the movie. I was like, oh my god, this is sleazy and beautiful and well made.
Oh yeah. It's ridiculous. And then but yeah, Angel Tompkins, she's the warden, and they do it perfectly. Like her she tries to fuck all the girls there, but the warden's office is pink with like fucking neon and everything. Yeah, it's like great. It kicks ass.
And she's not, listen, I don't know anything about her except for she did a lot of, like you're saying, she did, this is a great one for her, a great role. But I'm looking up her now. She's been acting since the fucking 60s. You know what I mean? So she did it all. She did Bonanza, Mannix.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know she did all that.
Yeah. She did all those TV shows.
Wow.
And then, you're right. Prime, early 70s is really when she started.
The first time I've ever seen her in my life was a movie called The Dawn is Dead, Goomba exploitation. That's the first time I've ever seen her. And then all of a sudden, I just started kind of remembering that name. She started popping up more and more. And it's like the later in her career, man, she just fucking went for it. I love her. She's great.
Oh, yeah. She's fantastic. But even in this, I don't know if she's. Listen, I'm hoping she's bisexual because the way she runs her hands up some of these girls.
Yeah, I believe it.
Just being fucking sleazy as hell. You're like, God damn, this is heaven. This
Oh
is
yeah.
heaven.
She is so fucking great. And then she's got that Wings Hauser wannabe prison guard who like rapes all the girls until
and when you say Wings Hauser, so remind me, what is he from? What is Wings?
Oh, remember Vice Squad? Look him up real fast.
I was just about to say he was before. As I'm looking him up, the first thing I think of with this guy,
Vice Squad, I think, is his most famous.
He reminds me of they're definitely doing something. They're kind of taking a little from Cool Hand Luke, the guard that always wears the shades.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, not exactly, but they're kind of taking a little from that just to kind of get that in your head, especially if you're like a movie buff. Wings, well, I looked up Wings Hauser,
but yeah, Vice Squad was the one he's always kind of known for, which your girl's in. The girl from what's her name? From Hardcore.
Oh, fucking
Susan Hubley.
Yes.
I thought I was gonna fuck up her name. Yeah.
Listen, I got him up. Wings Hauser. I got him up now. Let's see. You're right. I mean, he's like the poor man's Wings Hauser.
There's another one called The Carpenter, I think it's called. I like that. He did tons. He's been in so many movies. Wings.
Well, Beastmaster 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy, whoever he is, the actor is just, I mean, he's fantastic. And he
is.
And he's just, he gets the black, he gets on one of the black.
Oh, and he sneaks it. Yeah. I was like, God damn, they don't hold back in this.
Yeah, oh God, he's like, give me some of the chocolate. He's calling her titties like chocolate kisses or something.
Yeah, what was his? Yeah, I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, they were hardcore, man. They were definitely hardcore. Yeah, and then he hangs her. Remember, whenever they go down, they see her, they try to make it look like she committed suicide.
You know what? Yeah. Right now, just because I'm like, I got the movie on as we talk, just because it just is so fun. It's the scene where it's at the beginning, but it's after kind of the first few scenes, and they're in that motel room, and she's got the fucking police hat on, and then he's
doing coke off her tits.
Yeah, she just puts the coke on her tits, those beautiful tits. He just fucking snorts it, and I'm like, this is. Like, there's nothing wrong with the way it's filmed. It's beautifully filmed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, craftsmanship wise, it's really well executed. It's a great movie. It is.
Great. The lighting is great. This is slick.
Yeah, I think it actually looks better than Caged Heat too, because that had a little bit of budget. Like Linda Blair, it was a little bit bigger of a movie too. But this is better. This looks better. It was better, just crafted the whole way around. Yeah,
and just better choices of casting too. Like it just.
Oh yeah, those girls are awesome. Even the big tough one,
big bitch.
What the fuck was her name?
It's not Joe, but it's like it's something.
I almost want to look it up, but I'm like, no.
I'm looking at it now.
Oh, okay.
I got to, because I know what you mean.
But she is awesome in it. She's like the bully of the prison.
It's not Rhonda.
No, Sheila.
Sheila.
Yeah, Sheila. I literally just watched it like a half hour ago.
Faith Minton is her name.
She is so good, and she kind of likes Michelle in prison. Not like likes her like that way, but she kind of likes her because she was a bank robber.
Oh yeah, she like, I just gotta say, she did 15 her last thing that she did. So she acted for a while.
Well, she's in The Wanderers.
Oh God, you're right.
Yeah.
Fuck. She's in some fucking shit too. I mean, and I get it because she's kind of one of a kind.
Yeah, no, she's amazing.
She is, but she was in. Fuck! It just passed. Well, she's in Penitentiary 3.
Awesome.
Which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Sudden Death with
Van Damme.
Yeah, but the last thing she did was she did
Pittsburgh
15 episodes of Days of Our Lives, and her names are her one of the people she played was Big Bertha. You just know that's what she did. And 4 before that is she played Big Brenda.
Oh, beautiful.
She was just playing just the biggest fucking bitches, but she is scary as fuck.
Yeah.
And she has some great, not only does she kick ass in the movie, she kicks everybody. She beats the shit out of, but then she's got the great scene where she fucking Isn't it her and like her flunkies that like basically corner the one blonde?
Oh, when
In
they
the
cover her with the
shower?
laundry and they suffocate her.
Oh no, there's that. But then they oh no, it's not her. It's the other one that
Oh, you mean when Rita puts the one girl in the
Rita, that's
shower and
right.
shoots her up
She
with?
shoots her up. She needs some drugs. She needs
Yeah, they shoot her up with heroin. Yeah,
God, that scene
that was
is
crazy.
so fucking insane. Like, and because her bush is sticking out and she's like sliding slowly down the wall, just high on the heroin that was just
And this is
injected.
like mid to late 80s. So, it was like the moment where like there was still Harry Bush, but they were starting to groom a little bit,
Yeah, it was kind of like a perfectly groomed bush. It's the kind of bush that we all dream about, all of us fellas, and some of us women. We dream about these bushes. These are the perfect bushes. Girls out there, ladies out there. We know we have a fan base of women. I think there's 5 of y'all.
Yeah, they're
And
all watching the Naked Cage,
they're
probably.
all watching the Naked Cage every day, and all we can say is just for daddy, just for us. Just grow it out, but watch these 80s movies to know we like it a little trimmed, but we don't like a line. We need a poof of hair. We like that poof of hair, but just trimmed because that's how we roll. That's how we roll.
I gotta be honest. I have a little bit of a confession. I'm still a little late '90s, early 2000s with this. I kind of like it completely gone. I don't know.
Lately, you like the Playboy thing, the little Playboy.
Yeah, I like the little Playboy. Yeah. That takes too much work, probably, man.
Listen, I ain't gonna say no to any of it. But if I have a choice, I like a little hair down there, but not 70s crazy because it's a
little out of control. A little out of control.
It's like I like some control in it.
Yeah, I mean, and also I'll tell you too, I also love the artwork for the movie.
Oh yes.
At least what I see on online, IMDb and everything, when it was like the Rita like holding the gun when she has the girl hostage at the end, and it's just a fucking cool artwork.
It's a fantastic poster cover. I think I told you this when we were watching it like 6 months ago. I just went ahead and ordered the VHS.
Oh, get the fuck out.
This is like Lifeguard. You have to own this on VHS.
Yeah. That's a good call. We watched it on Tubi. That's what I watched.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I saw this at the New Beth. And I saw it. I had no idea what the hell it was.
Okay.
It was a double feature of this, and I can't even remember what the other movie was. That's how good this movie is. And this was the first one, and it started, and I felt instantly in love. I was like, I'm in love with this movie.
Opening credits, you're going to fall for it. Yeah.
You're going to fall for it. If you are of a certain ilk, which is basically if you're Italian, you're going to fucking fall for this movie instantly because it is right up the alley. It's a hot-blooded, red-hot American, and it's just so the poster that they had there was the same one you're talking about, where it's like her holding,
kind of like artwork is drawn. Yeah. It's kind of like a painting. It's good.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And,
yeah, I love that. And it's just, I mean, you watch these type of movies, right? Girls in prison. And it's like, obviously you make it for the nudity, but sometimes you overdo it. What was the one we watched that Mark Messenger's the other day?
Oh, Prison Girl. Is that
Prison Girls?
What a name. Yeah,
I know, right in your face with that is. And we watched it in 3D and it was hilarious. The 3D was great. But it wasn't about girls in prison. It was about girls kind of on leave from prison, conjugal.
like I didn't know you can do that. I didn't know you could be in prison and leave for a weekend to just go fuck your brains out, and then you come back.
Back in the 70s, that's how it worked in prison.
Yeah, but I will say that everything. I mean, if you took all of the conjugal leave, on leave weekend, scenes, and you just kept them all in the prison somehow, then it would be. It would have
been wild. It would
have been a slick movie. That's not.
Yeah, it's like this movie had nudity. It had the riot where everyone's fighting. Had gunfire. Had stabbings. Had cool fist fights 1-on-1. You're only okay. I think prison movies, whether it be Lock Up with Stallone or Longest Yard or Women in Cages, whatever it is, you're only as good as your warden. And Angel Tompkins is one of the best wardens ever in a movie. And I mean, all great prison movies have a great warden.
Can you imagine if Shawshank Redemption had fucking, like Jerry Lewis as the warden? I mean,
I love that guy in Shawshank.
And I love that guy. And he's a great warden in your point.
I read an interview with him, and he said, this is years ago, but he said he literally, I don't know if he's still making this kind of money, but he's making almost like $100,000 a year just off his residuals from Shawshank or something like that. And I was like, God damn.
Well, probably I can see that because that movie is like
plays all the time.
Plays all the time. It's like once you're in a classic like that, once you have connection to a classic movie like that, you're set.
Yeah,
it's like being on Seinfeld. You know what I mean? Like,
right. It's like the Orson Welles thing. He always says that, it just takes one. You're in one great one. That's it. That's it.
All we need. That's all we need.
And Mr. Nicholas made 2 great movies, but this is equal to Orson Welles because it is the Citizen Kane of
this is
movies.
The Citizen Kane. I mean, if Prison Girls 3D is the, let's call it the Texas Chainsaw Massacre of good, and it's definitely got its own thing.
It was funny. Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Dirty, it's very dirty. Now, who is back to Naked Cage? Who is the God? Right now, they're just showing the scene of the black girl hung. Oh my God!
Yeah, she's like, I lost hope, and you're like, God damn!
Just in her titties. I mean, they don't even hide that. She's hanging. She's fucking hanging from the ceiling in a bed sheet, and her titties are just out. It's just her titties and her.
Yeah, I'm saying it's fucking graphic, man.
But who is the female assistant to the
one with the teased hair?
Yeah, she's somebody.
She is, and I can't remember where I've seen her. She had a very recognizable face, but I kept laughing every time I seen her because she's dressed up like a prison guard, and she has her hair all whooped up.
Yeah, she's got the hair like it's like in any second now. I feel like she's going to let her hair down, and she's going to be in the hot for teacher video.
Right. That's totally what it felt like. I can't remember where I saw her though, and I don't remember her name in the movie or anything.
It's like, let me see. I've got it pulled up, Naked Cage. I'm just going to see if I can figure it out. I don't think I can, but it's like, God, there's no way because all these chicks now on this, they all are old and not. Are
you looking on IMDb?
Yeah, I'm looking on IMDb and like it's.
Oh, they're like all recent pictures.
Yeah, it's like, how am I supposed to tell who's because I don't even know what her name is.
I don't know.
Yeah, but she looks like. I feel like I've seen her in a million things. I mean, I feel like I've seen her in she looks like somebody that was in every great like Spring Break or The Woman in Red. Of course, that's I'm thinking of the Brit, but Now one thing that I was noticing about the movie is that, and this is a great little touch, is that their costumes, their wardrobe. They're in prison, but there's 2 different colors. There's green and there's like this pink shrimp colored.
And they all wear it their own way. I love it.
Yeah. It's like
Rita's is all torn and tied together.
Torn, and like some of them wear like dresses or mini skirts, I should say. And some of them, Rita's like she ties it up like it's just real slutty.
Yeah.
But it's strange. And when you look at them, it literally, like, you can see all it is they went to Joann's Fabric and fucking bought
the fucking place out.
500 yards of teal and 500 yards of shrimp, like the cheapest fabric, and they just cut holes. The neckline on all of them is cut. You can see that it's just sort of like using scissors to cut around, and I love that. I love that it's just. Fuck it. We don't have enough money to get orange suits, so we're just going to fucking.
Oh, that's what I loved about it. Like, it was definitely a minimalist movie. You could tell they didn't have a lot, but they really made it look good. I mean, even being out in the prison yard, they never really could have that many people, but they shot it and they condensed it always in a way where it looked like it was packed. And they did a great job with that. I loved it.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Like, even where they shot it, even that prison yard, it's like, it's not in a prison. I don't think they shot in a prison, but at the same time,
the interior is probably not.
Yeah, but the exteriors, when they're in the yard, like you're saying, it looks like they're at fucking San Quentin. I mean, it looks like they're, I have no idea where they're filming, but
I love when they robbed the bank though in the beginning, and he has like the totally laughing. It was the one thing that caught me off guard when I watched it this time. Was like when at the beginning when he picks up Rita hitchhiking, John Terlesky, right?
Okay.
Well, all of a sudden she just they shoot a cop and a guy at a restaurant. They steal a car. They decide they're going to go rob a bank that his ex works at.
His estranged woman.
Yeah, so they go in and he has just like a pantyhose over his face. It's obviously him, and he's like, "Let's go!" It's like, what the fuck?
Love that. I love that.
That was fucking awesome. I was laughing so hard.
And he's so like goofy, and it's like, hey, and he's like spinning around with his gun. She's actually, she comes across as like just, you can't really tell with her because it's the way it's, but with him, you see right through the thing.
Yeah, he plays the same character he was in Chopping Mall.
Now, I wanted to say, because as I'm watching this right now, I know of a location in this movie, and I love it. So there's a scene midway in the movie.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say.
They're on, the security or the fucking Wings Hauser guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they're on Sunset, and they pull in. There's a group of sluts and this dude, and they're attacked. Basically this guy who's got this George Michael goatee going on. He is like the boyfriend of the drug addict blonde, the sweet drug addict blonde in the movie. And so, he comes and he's talking to her and everything, and then he leaves for the day or for the evening, and then it cuts to him just in his fucking Jeep, and he's got just
because remember he Amy, isn't her name Amy, the young girl? Amy. Yeah, it's like, so he's kind of like her pimp. And then Michelle ends up going to him and saying, she's not going to be with you anymore and blah, blah, blah. And you can tell, remember she like kind of tells him off. And then it cuts to him on Sunset pulling in that place with all those other prostitutes. Yeah.
Yeah. And they pull in. Now in the movie, it's the Sunset Plaza. But it's still there, and it looks identical.
I know. I noticed that this time, too. I was like, fuck, that's it.
Yeah, I think the stores are probably all different now. But as soon as they pull in and they park, I'm looking at it right now. It says Sunset Plaza 1 hour photo. And it's like, I've been by this place. I've gotten ice cream. There's like a Italian ice cream place that's in that little shopping center, and I've been there before. And I love that. I love that this fucking movie has a little Sunset Boulevard action for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Wings is going to grab some. He's kind of like a partial pimp on the side inside the prison, and it's
like a leather dude.
Yeah, he's like it's so strange.
It's real Blue Oyster Club. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just leather, like he's about to butt fuck. But I just love that when they do leave, we got a little bit of location that we know of. And then of course,
I like when they shoot local spots.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of at the scene where the warden's going back. She's just talking to Michelle in the OR, whatever. She's like rubbing her hands up her fucking dress, trying to get some of that cooch. And then they do the murder. You had brought that up earlier. In the laundry room or whatever.
Right.
And then it's just all hell breaks loose with fights, like yard fights between Rita and the big ass fight.
Yeah, remember she drugs the big girl and then waits till she starts getting a little bit woozy and then goes over to the brass knucks and starts fucking going at it with her.
Fucks her up.
And you know what? Did she die? Because we never see her again, but like they never show what happened to her.
I ask you, like, what happens?
Well, she has her foot on her throat, right? So I thought she was gonna do that final like darl, you know what I mean, to just crush the throat. But instead, she just kind of stood there with her arms in the air and just kind of stared down Michelle. She's like, "You're next." And then that was the last time you ever saw Sheila again.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but did the boyfriend, the chopping mall guy, die?
Yes. So remember she talks about when she first gets to prison, Michelle, she's like, a cop died and my husband died. Because remember when they're in the car getting away and he's like, remember, she's like, you're going to get hurt or something like that. He's like, you want to bet? Then he gets shot in the neck. She jumps in the car And then they arrest. That's why she went to prison, because the other girl said it was her idea or whatever.
That's right. And because I kept thinking, I guess I missed that she was that he had died. I knew that he had gotten shot in the neck, and so he was. I guess I just skipped over because I'm looking at titties. I'm thinking about all the tits and this. But yeah, you're right. He doesn't. He goes away. You assume that Sheila either dies or she gets real fucked up.
Yeah, real fucked up.
And then it cuts back to, because Rita is now the fucking bad bitch of the yard. She's the boss. She's
now the boss. She's collecting money from everybody.
And she goes, is it Amy? And she goes to Amy. And it's time. It's time. She's like,
oh, she did in the shower. That's right. Yeah, that happens pretty around that time.
I know you want to taste. I know you want to fucking taste.
She gets her hooked back on heroin so she can get Michelle cornered, because remember, she's transferring prisons soon. So all she wants is 15 minutes with that bitch. Remember? And then so that's like the whole setup.
Is it right now? We've just cut to our sweetie, is it Michelle, who's our blonde lead?
Yeah.
He's being raped by the Wings Hauser motherfucker.
Oh, that was fucking crazy. She starts beating him with that thing, though. It's fucking cool.
But I mean, he gets her titties out. Her titties are just fucking everywhere. He fucking goes down and, it's crazy. Every girl in this movie, except for that big old ugly bitch, every girl shows her tits.
Except the undercover cop that comes in, our other hero. I totally forgot about her.
Right. But I mean, she's beating him. I'm watching her. She's her titties just hanging out.
Yeah, it was so weird. She has like half her. Remember, where this one's hanging out.
Right? One's just hanging out, hanging out, baby, hanging out. But it's like so sexy. It's
called art.
This is high art. This is
high art.
I mean, it's so vulnerable and so beautiful and so and they're able to combine blood and it's sort of a nice little mixture of that. And oh my God. But you're right. Like I totally forgot about that. What you were just saying about the undercover. It's like kind of one of the small things that I totally forgot about.
I mean, she's not important. They only have her in the movie so they can make sure we can get Michelle out of prison at the end, and all the wrongs were righted, and she's riding her horse in the freeze frame, or the freeze frame ending, her riding the horse.
God, yes. And see, that goes back to like the, of course we go back to the beginning. She's like, yay. But really what that's saying is that's Paul Nicholas. He's showing like, well, there's two stags back there, baby, that are gonna fuck you. I mean, we got some, but yeah. So it's cut back. Oh, here it is. So now is the injection time. It's she's completely naked. The redhead stooge is just holding her by the throat. Can you imagine filming this scene?
I know.
Can you imagine filming this? Like,
I mean, I'm sure it's not their first rodeo, so they may have just went in there and Russ Meyer'd it. Like, okay, you take off your clothes, get her in the corner, go action. Who knows how he did it?
And you're like, I mean, it's her titties and her pussy. Her hair is just sticking out. I mean, and
they're not even like doing anything too gratuitous where they can just have fun with it. Like she has to like cry and do all this stuff, and she's completely.
They're not beating her. They're not like there's nothing. There's not even rape besides the warden. There's and of course the guards, the male guard. There's no female on female rape.
No, except for Angel Tompkins, like taking advantage with her power. There's no physical rape, right?
Yeah, it's not like the Butch. The Butch Reed of these girls, she's not holding any of them down, just fucking, whatever.
Right.
That's one thing about this movie and here's the thing, I don't know. I mean, I have to imagine that rape in female prisons goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what
happens in all prisons, I'm sure.
It has to. It's like the girls have to rape each other. It's almost mandatory. When you go to jail, you got to rape. Or you got to get raped. You're doing one of those. But it's like Orange is the New Black, like they kind of get into like how that works with the females. But in this, it's beauty. It's like there's no like. Yeah,
this is a good time.
And what's funny is like there's a moment where she's like she's talking with the sort of lesbian guard, the blonde lesbian guard that with the short,
the cop.
And on the wall next to her, it's written, Rita sucks. So I don't know. I just love that they like, they just the little details like that Paul Nicholas knew.
Yeah, and I mean, Angel, like I said, the warden's office alone is like worth the price of admission. I mean, it's so hilarious that like the way it's all set up with the fucking, or her little dungeon room, whatever the fuck it is. It's great.
So there's the bird. What's her name? Amy had the little bird.
Oh yeah,
would hide in the. I don't know what she hid that in, but which I thought was a kind of I don't know exactly how that works in prison, how you can have like birds.
Yeah. I don't think there was much studying of prisons going on, research happening.
But you know what's weird? I'm looking at it now, and it's in Rita. She goes to the warden, and she's like, on the desk.
Oh, she's ready to go.
She's ready to entice. And it's almost like the warden is not necessarily that it's like she's not that interested. She likes the power.
Yeah, because remember they imply that before she broke out of prison, that's the prison that Rita was out before she broke out that started the whole movie off when she was hitchhiking. And they kind of implied that she ran the show there. So whenever she did escape, I guess it kind of was like the whole prison kind of reformed or whatever. And then they bring her back to the prison. And
you're right. She's back because that's why she knows the Butch Reed girl and all that. She's back doing the same old. I mean, she's lost her position, I guess.
I think she's Italian too. Doesn't she have an Italian name?
Yeah, it's like Morelli or something.
Yeah. I was like, of course they make her Italian.
Of course she has to be the Italian, which they're missing in films. It's like, look, if you ever need a badass, or if you just need them to have a bad background, just give them Italian last name.
Yeah, if you're a badass white chick, just give her an Italian name. They're so much cooler then,
Now I've sort of fast forwarded to the end here, just because it's all so
the riot part. I like when they kill the Wings Hauser guy.
Yes, like that is that sort of that is. And he's all busted up too. I mean, he is. His face.
Remember, he gets his nose broken. He's all bloody, and then he slowly gets beaten until he gets killed at the end.
Oh yeah, I love.
But he gets like the ceremonious killing. Like all the girls are stabbing in on him, like Caesar and shit. I was like, oh man, it's fucking great.
And that's a great touch. That's a great touch. That's that yay, revenge. Sort of like Natural Born Killers stole from this when they get Tommy Lee Jones. And rip his head off and stuff.
Because right, they get Angel Tompkins in this, right? Because she's remember she has on the SWAT team because he wants to kill, because Angel Tompkins knows that one guard is, and she ends up realizing that one guard is an undercover cop. So she dresses up like she's in SWAT with everybody else because she just wants to shoot her.
It's a wonderful. I mean, it's a great idea. These are great ideas.
They are. They are
really well for the budget they had. And like you said, the ending. Oh my God, that horse scene.
And she hops on the horse. Hey, you got to give it to her though. She hopped on that thing bareback. I don't know if that was a metaphor or not, but she she rode that thing pretty good. She wrapped her legs around it.
She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. Here's the thing. It's like, do they make women in prison movies anymore? Not like they used to, for sure.
100% not like that. I mean, I guess Orange is the New Black was the last time this was done, I'm assuming.
And that's sort of done on a big budget and
yeah, and that's like the whole charm of these movies are that they're low budget movies, and certain directors can kind of make their chops doing them, because if you can do it well, then you can prove you can do it.
The only one I know of is I saw it a few years ago, and it's like for me it would be the most recent one is I think it was an asylum movie, and it's called Jailbait. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, please do yourself a favor. It's not it's not like on this level.
Okay.
It definitely has, I mean, it's an asylum, so it's got like an in-house budget and all that, and they have their own studio, so they can, they make it work, I mean, it's nothing like this. I mean, this there's panache,
100%.
There's a je ne sais quoi about a movie like this, but
there is.
I'll give Jailbait is that they said, we're not going to be able to emulate really the slickness of, say, a Naked Cage, but what we are going to do is we're going to have rape. We are going to have girl on girl, just beating them down, forcing them to do all the sex, and it's real dirty. I mean, it's very like makes you. It's like, ugh, I got to shout because it's not as I mean, there's a hotness to it, of course, but it's also like you kind of see why it works not being in a movie like
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's one of the best. I mean, there's been a lot of great women in prison movies, that's come along. I mean, recently have you ever seen Vendetta?
No, I've heard of it though.
I think that's on Tubi. That's where I watched it. But it's another, it's a pretty fun women in prison movie that I saw recently. I think that's Tubi. But there are so many, that Cage Teeth. There's just tons. There's tons of them, and they get made still now on but it's like you said, like I mean, like Asylum or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
I think it's a moment in time type of
it is because when
genre.
when they're made. Like when they're made within like the confines of, say, an asylum or something, they're always going to lack with just, like creativity.
Yeah.
It's just not going to have as much of they're not going to be trying because it's all kind of like paid for. Everybody's there's no way that they're going to, I mean, you make Naked Cage because what you're doing is you're hoping you're going to, even in the 80s, you still had drive-ins, you still had 42nd Street.
Yeah.
You're hoping that you can make some money. So you're going to try to put in some good shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is, 80s and 90s were the very end of like, the 3Bs, boobs, blood, and beast. You gotta put everything in there for.
I only wish some patron saint of film would, he or she just unload their mega million bank account and just open up theaters, maybe just like 10 across the country that are specifically designed to just say, hey, look, we want your new stuff. We want the stuff that you want playing in the theater, 42nd Street type films, none of this sort of boring asylum / full moon / whatever, none of this in-house stuff. We want your creativity because this is where it comes from. I mean, I'm even looking at your the Chained Heat.
Chained Heat's pretty fun.
IMDb, and I forgot. Like, I don't even know if I've seen this. Like, John Vernon is the warden.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's fun. It's pretty awesome.
Out there, everybody, do yourself a favor. Turn on some Naked Cage. Maybe even find Prison Girls 3D and get you some 3D glasses.
Oh, I tell you, man, that was a viewing experience that even blew Oppenheimer out of the water.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I highly recommend some Prison Girls in 3D.
Yeah, Prison Girls 3D, aka Oppenheimer. I mean, this was Mark Bessinger brought us over. He got us fucked up and just said, you guys are gonna watch these titties. He was sleazy that night. He was just, you're gonna watch these titties.
I was like shocked watching it, man. I was like, God damn. I mean, I watching it in 3D, but like, man, they showed a lot in that one. Remember that one girl like just sprayed right in front of the camera? We were like, fuck.
And then I mean, it was sort of like, I got the vibe. I was like, was this a porno? And they just sort of cut out the scenes.
But remember, we looked up the actors afterwards, and a lot of them, were like those kind of stuff. So again, that's what I liked about this movie. They were good. I mean, you could tell which girls did these kind of movies, but like they were all good enough that it was made it for a fun watch.
I will. I don't care who you. I will defend the acting in this movie up and down.
Agreed.
They were real good. Like they were. I mean, Angel Tompkins has been in a ton of shit.
She's the vet of the movie.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah. And the boyfriend. I mean, John Terlesky. I mean,
yeah, he's
always been good. He's been in a lot of stuff, and he's always been fun. But like I said, the Rita girl, the Rhonda, who was I can't remember which one she was, but she was the Lucinda Crosby. She was in Pretty Woman. I mean, like,
Jesus,
there were some big things, and they were all beautiful and they were all good. Hats off to this movie.
If there is a hell on earth, it's inside these walls.
God, everything keeps getting worse and worse, and I haven't even done anything!
Where the only dreams are nightmares. And the only escape is death.
You just lost your protection.
Michelle is a desperate angel, taking a one-way trip through a living hell.
Because of your lies, I gotta spend 3 years in this stinking hellhole.
But even good girls grow up fast in the naked cage.
I want 5 minutes alone with Michelle.
You'll get your 5 minutes.
There's nowhere to run, no place to hide. Once the iron bars trap you inside,
After everything you've done to me, you don't think I have the guts to kill you?
the naked cage.